Hey, hello everyone. So, welcome back. Today, we'll be looking at systems and structure for wealth creation, building systems and structure for wealth creation. And for those that are startups, for those that are own their own business, maybe career people too, found this very, very, very useful. And for me, it's something that is dear to my heart. And I will try as much as possible to break it down and to make it a multi-part. And what I mean by multi-part is that it's most likely going to have part one, part two, part three, and all of those things. So, building systems and structure for wealth creation. So, everybody, this series we started from 1st of January. We've been talking about wealth creation, wealth creation, wealth creation. At some point, we moved to some measure of real estate, and now we're back to creating wealth. So my passion and what I've been doing for 12 years plus now is helping people create wealth using the avenue of real estate. Okay, so that is the reason why we are doing this. A lot of people want to create wealth, are in business, they want to scale up, and they don't have an idea of how they are going to be doing it. So I've been privileged to being part of a business that had little or nothing and gradually grew into a multi-billion naira business and ultimately create wealth, not for ourselves alone and for others around the world. So tonight, oh sorry, I'm recording at night anyway, so let me just say tonight anyway. So we'll be looking at how we are going to be doing this, and I'll start with some measure of introduction. Like I said, it's a teaching. So I have my notes before me. I'll be looking at my notes and we'll enjoy this together, right? Okay. So one of the biggest ordeal in creating wealth is building a system and structure. It's building of system, structure, and capacity to uphold that wealth. You know, when you are making 1,000 naira, somebody say you have a problem of 1,000 naira. When you are making 10,000 naira, somebody will say you have problem of 10,000 naira. When you start making millions, you have problems of millions. Okay. When you start making billions, you now start having problems of billions. You have problems in such a way that you need to raise 1 billion in 1 week. What will you do? Okay. So you need systems and structure that will help you to uphold your wealth and not just uphold your wealth, systemize your wealth in such a way that you can keep making that money whether you are alive, whether you are in the system, whether you are out the system, whether you have even sold your shares and holdings within the system. Okay, so um, you need it. Yeah, small scale business desire to grow. Most often, the capacity. Oh, sorry. Oh, look at this. Apologies, please. Look at this fly. I was perching on my mustache. Okay, let's just go back to the class. Okay, so small scale business desire to grow. Most often, the capacity to grow is always that challenge. A lot of small scale business wants to grow. Let's take for instance a tailor. A tailor is a very small scale business, but they are integral part of the value chain of wealth creation in this country. So there are three things people don't do without. They don't do without basic three things. There are three things. Yes. So the first three things, which are the basics, is food, clothes, and shelter. That's the basis of human needs, and the other ones communication, transport, and the rest like that. So, but clothing, in the value chain of clothing, a tailor is very, very important. In fact, a tailor is what makes it join together. And clothing. When we are talking about clothing, talked about from the buyer to the seller to the making to the agriculture to the rubber to depending now to talk of the person that is joining it together and is touching on our culture, is touching on our traditions, is touching on our events. So it's interwoven and is massive. Okay, so let's now look at a tailor, for instance. Now, a tailor, like most of us probably are watching from this part of the world in Nigeria, probably a tailor has disappointed you several times and all of those things. So those are realities, right? Those are realities, those are things that we have faced. But the tailor, for instance, now wants to grow his or her business. But because it's more or less like a creative skill. I remember that I had a guy that was doing furniture for me. The guy probably was in his 50s. He's always going to be sweat. He's very good at the job. But sometimes before you can even get him to start your work, sometimes can be 2 3 weeks, sometimes can even be up to 4 weeks. Sometimes he's just busy, but because it's a one-man show. If he's sick, the business is sick. If he's down, the business is down. If he's in low mood, the business is in low mood. If he has an accident, the business already has an accident. It is just one man. And one man is limited 24 hours, right? The strength is limited. So, and a lot of people that are in that line of business, just like a tailor too, are limited in that line of business. And most of them that have tried to scale, they've failed. It's either the quality drops, right? So you just say, I remember there was a time, there's this particular guy that was sewing for me, and he delivered a cloth, and I'm a very funny type of customer. I am the kind of customer that do not complain, especially when it comes to clothes. I don't complain. As soon as I wear it, it's not okay. That is the end. I'm not coming back to you again. Okay, that's why I don't show some something. I don't so share. Look at let me go into my own personal details, right? So the guy sewed a clothes for me, and immediately I knew he was not the one that sewed the clothes. Because anytime he sews for me, I do not need to go back to amend. And something was just not fitting. And I told him, I said, see, guy, no be you sew this clothes. He said, yes, and I was not the one. I was too busy. I tried to give it to this guy, how these guys, he keep complaining and lamenting that, yeah, upon all his efforts, he was not able to multiply himself in these guys. And that's what system structure and capacity does. It helps you to multiply yourself in other people. So somebody will say that's even also leadership, right? So a tailor always want to multiply itself, multiply herself, from material sourcing to getting all the materials needed. Sorry, for clothing material sourcing to all the other materials needed to cutting. So those are the process. So for any tailor that wants to really, really grow, he needs to know what he is doing and document what he is doing. In this part of the world, there are so many. I remember there's this man. I know as I'm talking about this class now, it's bringing so much memory. There's this man we used to call him when I was growing up, very, very early, in those about 30 years ago. The man we call him Baba Taylor. I mean, most of us have that type of Baba Taylor if you grow up in the kind of environment and structure. The man is so good, but he's always 30 years ago. He's always disappointing. He's so good, so good. Baba Taylor way is always disappointing, but he has a very unique way also. Even till date, his unique way, and he uses those old machines. For there are places he uses his hand to do neatly, right? But imagine Baba Taylor never had a manual, a book, a compendium, or an SOP on how he is achieving those. I mean, Baba Taylor source for, as at 30 years ago, all the who is who source from Baba Taylor to tell you how good. I mean, to us that were, toddlers, teenagers, my brothers, sisters, and all of those things. He was showing for them, and to all the people, to the high and mighty, the pastors, the military rulers, then he was showing for them. Imagine, just one man, right? So, of course, there's bound for multiple disappointment and all of those things, but there was never a pass it on document that makes Abatello to be able to achieve what he has been able to achieve. Okay, so these are the things we are going to be looking at in the course of this training. So document everything that you do. So if you are watching this video, the take home from this part one is document everything that you do. You need to document it, everything that you do. As a 1-man show, 10-man show, 15-man show, gather your business people together. What they do is in their head. No, a lot of people say, I remember I was training a young guy, young company that was coming up. I was telling them about this whole thing, process systems and structure and all of those. And I told them that They should document it. And the CEO say, no, they have job description. I said, no, there is nobody that is doing what is in their job description is absolutely what they do. And if that is the absolutely what they do, how are they doing it? That is what you want to document as detailed as possible. I get to the office. This is how I open the door. There must be a process. If you are doing it well, there must be a process. Even if you are not doing it well, write it down. Write it down in such a way that you will what have a way to improve on it. So this is going to be the part one. This is where we drop. I'm very sure that we are going to enjoy this journey together. My name still remains Okwe Oluwa Oni, and see you tomorrow unfailingly by God's grace. So we'll now move to other parts of developing systems and structure. After documenting it, what is the next thing? So like, share, and subscribe. Bye.